Okay. So today we are on chapter I think chapter 9, the book of Kadamba. As I reminder every class, the subject, which is composed, the main root text composed by Atisha, who's Indian Pandit, and then also at commentary is it's combined by both Atisha and his disciple Dromdemba, who's Tibetan scholar and practitioner. So the chapter 9 called Song of Perfect Purity. The Song of Perfect Purity is more composed with this poetry, right? That's song and the great advice. Therefore, Song of saying that perfect purity. Generally, I'm going to read first the root text and then see the commentary. The root text say, avoid all trifling distractions and reside in the solitude of wilderness. Abandon frivolous words. Constantly guard your speech. The true meaning here say that choose the place more solitude instead of like traveling distractions, and then while you're practicing, guide your speech. So the what practicing here, because just above the subject is seven noble riches, right? That's practicing. So I will read how Dromdema asked question to Atisha to explain those lines, right? Okay. On another occasion, when Father Atisha and his son were staying at their residence at Nyatang, what Tibetan place. The father means not really father, but not biological fathers. It's like their great master and father and his son, Dromdemba. So Dromdemba asking question. This is how composed the commentary, right? More monologue between Dromdemba and Atisha. So Dromdemba asks, you are a great Pandita, learn in the 5 knowledge disciplines. So Pandita is Indian word. It's the here called it's professor or scholar. Scholar means Pandita means scholar, right? So the 5 knowledge, he says 5 knowledge. Pandita who dissolved the Pandita's title, it should be known like 5 main knowledge, but sometimes we call 5 I don't 5 culturally we Tibetans say rigne. Rigne means like a knowledge, and would say okay. Anyhow, so this is which that 5 is knowing the epistemology and knowing the Buddhism, knowing the medicine, and knowing that also the engineering, all, and then I think it's also called the variety languages. Those
Ayurvedic, like medicine, like that.
that's counted Ayurvedic in the area. Yeah. So that's the 5. The Adisha is great scholar who came from India to Tibet, right? So that is just praising and complimenting to his master by Dromdemba. So real question is here. So in what places should one seek the sustenance in the 7 riches of the Noble One after having relinquished material possessions? And then say, what distractions should one give up? That's the question, right? You can understand how the root text related with this question. Root text asking what place I should choose to do this practice and how I do, right? And then this is exactly the Dromdamas. Then let me read the few lines the Atisha answered it. So in pleasure gardens and towns, in places with distraction and diversions, stressed by the words of frivolous speech, is the threat of being swept away by the Mara of material possessions. The Mara is evil, right? So material possessions, possession, right? Material possession we call Mara, evil. Okay. And then there's a drum, again, he called the drum. Wherever you may reside, hammer down self-centered attachment, cling not to mundane pleasure and excellence. The deception of the ordinary world are Mara's act. And then another words here, the failing of secure a firm base for the future, yet in enduring fulfill this life aims. This is the like building a house upon water. Okay. The distraction place we call Dunzi. Dunzi means where have a crowdy people, where have a lot of busiers and then many business there. This the crowdy places, right? That's we call Dunzi. So if you I think it's talked for beginner practitioner, the who are like already like a build up enough, their strength enough and habit enough, they can go, even they are in a crowded place, they can do practice. But the beginner practitioner is say that better choose the more solitude place. So and then same time it's saying you too much attaching and having clinging on material possessions are the building house in the water. So building house in the water means you have to rebuild again, because it's very dangerous, and then it will be difficult to build it. Or if you are able to build it, then you have to rebuild again because it will be destroyed. So that's how our lives goes. If you too much clinging on material possessions, that's not how happening is. So I think last class we enough covered just talks about the fault of clinging on material possessions. Then again, just to let you know, is not saying that we don't need it, the material possessions. You know that no clinging or like satisfactions. That's true talking here. Dissatisfaction and too much clinging is actually the meaningless, right? So one meaningless, we clearly can see that we work hard all the entire life to collecting, accumulating that many material possessions, right? At the end, even our cloth has to believe, even our body has to believe, just going with nothing, right? So this essence. So if you at the end going with a peaceful or carrying something, that's meaningful. So at the end you bring nothing, and that's one thing. While you're living, it's also you don't have a time for like some kind of enjoying, or you don't have a time for happy, right? More peaceful. It's this remaining with the more peaceful. Even you don't have that, then what the reason you are collecting this for? That's the saying. There are more meaningless, and then so Adisha mentioned here the essenceless. Too much clinging to material positions are essenceless because the position itself as impermanent is decreased oftenly. and then it is essenceless because it's more cause you have suffering, and it's essenceless, you have to leave everything where you depart from this life. And then more explain on there why that is essenceless, right? So that's just very important, or what I mean important, I can say it's good to have like your some kind of aim in your life. So you should good to know that meaningful means in right meaningful means or essence of life. So if you do not have an essence of life, then I think we will routining what happening in daily life. That's how we circling it. If you picked up the essence of life, take your time and study more, get more knowledge from everywhere, and then finding out the essence of life. Once you found the essence of life, it makes you very easy, right? So it's depend on what you really see the essence of life. So your essence of life is collecting more material possessions in your life, then work hard, right? So, but how much it has an essence, that's depend. So, right, therefore, essence of life need to be pick up, something have an essence, something has a meaningful, right? So, and then meaningful shouldn't look that, which is more temporarily and a momently happy, right? So we shouldn't look that. So therefore, it's good to pick up the essence of life is everything here talking based on the essence of life. And then so far we describing essence of life is happy, right? And then material possessions is always not necessary to be happy. And sometimes it brings us more, as here explained, brings us more what call cause like a being cause and conditioning, or having more suffering from that, right? So instead of having it happy. So therefore, the picked up essence of life and then chose the solitude place. You know, regarding usually we say that feel loneliness, but here encourage you to be a feel loneliness. I mean, like be staying yourself. So, but we feel that just staying myself in room, or like stay away from society and people, not that much connecting or not as much seeing each other is boring and suffering for us. But here encouraging you to do that. So it's all goes opposite, right? So, so, and then also there are many benefit that you more stay away from that kind of like a distractions places and like a crowded place, and then meeting more people. So it will be it describe here more beneficial to that, right? Instead of you are stay in a crowded as more fault. That's the here talking here. Okay. So because it says once you're in a crowded, we can see easily what we having is only the increasing our the negative emotions are. Like when you are in a crowd, you see attachment be increases, or you see something like different, jealousies comes, right? Competitions, comparing, and then all this angry, everything's constantly manifested once you're in a crowd, because many cause and condition there, which is let us being conditioned to us to arising those negative emotions. This is the one benefit. If you count it benefit, staying in the crowd, this is the one benefit if you think it. But here's this is the not benefit, because see that all negative emotions constantly arising it, constantly manifesting it. right? I don't think we need to explain that much because we might have experience of that, right? So, and then, and also having a lot of distraction, right? Not only that increases or manifest your negative emotion, also have a lot of distractions to staying in crowded places. So this again, we don't need to explain. We knows, right? And then therefore, it's very difficult to establish your essence of life to staying in the crowded places because it's not let you do what you want to do it because there's a lot of distraction there, right? So you are in this like a, let's say you're close to some like a mall or film theaters or like a nice restaurant, then your mind immediately think, oh, let's go, right? If you're far from that kind of places, even you want to go, then you will give up because it's far, right? So it shows us how dangerous staying in crowded places and then staying in more solitary places, how we benefit it, right? Because our mind is not that strong to decide, even in next to my door is a very delicious restaurant, then I can decide, oh, no, I'm better cooked in the home, right? So, but, if your mind is not that much strong and then plus lazy, then you will go. So, and then this is how distracted us. Once you go there, it takes time, right? So, and then you see some friends and then beginning to talk, which is meaningless again. And then it takes like 2 hours, 3 hours to spend, right? So see that if you like a timetable managing, so you can see that is how much we wasting the time to going in restaurant and there right in the crowded places. So therefore saying is having more distractions, disturb to you establish your essence of life, right? And then of course it's disturb you do this seven riches practice, noble riches practice, which is again morality and also that, right? So but great practitioner who has like a accomplished many inside strength, then they are good to go in a crowded society because as they are benefiting, they have enough inner strength, and then if not affected to them, they will do what they want to do, even in these crowded places, right? But who do not have that mind strong, better stay out from that. That's saying. So, so therefore, no one calls you party and no one calls you like some kind of community gatherings. Here, opportunity. This is opportunity for us talking, right? So in generally, it's suffering for us. Because we think, oh yeah, everyone's ignoring me, right? So what I did wrong, and so many questions comes, and thinking again and thinking again, and finally turn into the depressions. So, but if you think here, these kind of things, not many people invite you here and there. This is opportunity for you. This is good for you because going there is not our essence of life. So our essence of life happier, you can take more time for build it up, more good quality insight through by your practice by your alone by your alone, right? So so otherwise, let's say again, uh, finally we get nothing. All the life, entire life, we are try to collected many things, same time, our reactions, our actions, intentions, there's a lot of negative there, right? While you are collecting things that you wanted. So you might need to be deceit to others, or you might lie to others, you might be defeat to others, you might be harm to others to getting those things. So yeah, that's what we see now here. What happening in the world today, right? So now Israel, and then Iraq, or who is that? Iran, yeah, and more. So because we can see clearly what happening is, so their excuse is protecting their country, right? So, but actually we see their ego and greedy and attachment and so on, right? We see that, but when we see that, what we have to do, it take as like an encourage to you, right? Instead of like a like a discouraging you, right? So because when we see that and we tired and give up and we sad, that's too wrong to do it. Take as more like encouraging you. Yeah, so I should do better because I'm the one of the for being in the world. So therefore I should do better and so on, so on. So anyhow, this just comes in my mind. I mention it. The point I'm going back here to choosing what the benefit for choosing the solitary place and what the benefit for staying by yourself, not too much connecting in the community. So that's the benefit, right? So again, I will read some other line from the commentary, which is again talking that what we try to gain in our daily life, which is what's the essenceless, how is essenceless, right? And then staying in a crowdy, also the faulty in of the staying in crowded places. That's the limited. Okay, the Maras are expert in deceit and pretense. So Mara means evil, right? Evil could be anything. So I think here evils are more could be the external evils, the friends and relatives, or could be your internal inner evils, like all these negative emotions. Both deceive us and both pretend us, like a very expert. It's a very expert, right? Giving here example. The greedy are betrayed by varieties of wealth. You get it? The greedy are betrayed by the variety of wealth. Okay, so the greedy, the battery, it says that the battery, the buy the variety wealth. So let's say the greedy wants always more and more and more, right? Never satisfactions. So always being dissatisfactions, therefore wanting more and more. Once you have $1,000, you need a 10,000. You need a millions. Once you have millions, you need a billions, right? This is how it goes. So actually, you are not time to thinking, or you are not thinking, do I need this, right? And it getting me what benefit it. So you're not analyzing. You just keep going, keep running to collecting for that. This is how deceit, wealth deceit. The many possess material possessions and wealth are deceit to the greedy people. That because it's endless, right? So million, billion, and so on and so on. So yeah. So Anyhow, so this is the one talking here. The greedies are bettered by the varieties of wealth. You understand, right? Now, next thing, the practitioners are bettered by the pretense of Dharma, right? The practitioners, let's say, practitioner is just, let's say, whoever you see, the monks and nuns, you might see they are practitioner, right? So because separate than worldly person, and we wearing different robes and staying in some kind of monastery, you might see those are the practitioner. But many of them could be deceived by the pretending Dharma practice, because just staying in here is more easy life. I don't have to necessary, right, to actually do hard work in Dharma practice, right? So that's a lot of pretending. So they were saying once you are being monks and nuns, many people respect you, and then offering to you, right? Makes you easy your life, and even your life is more easy. Therefore, you might think, oh yeah, being as a practitioner is good for me, not necessary to work hard. So as pretending to work hard to in front of people, right? So there's a saying here. So the practitioner are bettered by the pretense of Dharma. So yeah, it could be like as well as our Dharma practice is associated with the eight worldly concerning, many times that we might pretending it. It says, even is who give up everything, choose the solitude places, and then they're they're meditating in the cave, right? But they're still concerning what people saying to me. Are they complimenting to me? Are they respecting to me? So then, if you have this kind of thought, then you are not sincerely practicing. You might need to do a lot of pretending to being good, right? So, because of a lot of expectations and so many things, right? So therefore, it says here, the practitioner might be better at the pretense of Dharma. Actually, the practitioner shouldn't pretend the Dharma, because practitioner should knows why I'm doing what way I'm doing, right? So that's just the no. But here, pretending is because it's associated with worldly concerning, associated with some kind of expectations. So therefore, it's keep deceive them to do sincerely practice, because just pretending they're getting a lot, right? So therefore, the pretending is deceit to them to having like a sincere practice, and then having inner build up the inner quality, right? That's the same here. And the next, industrious. My pronunciation is right? Industrious, yeah. The industrious are bettered by their conceit and seeking goodness, which I mentioned, like who is in cave, and so it says our masters, many masters said that three things we need in our life, which is like the clothes, foods, and then name, right? So, but you can give up these two more easier than name. Very difficult to give up the name. Name means repetition again. You can go back to the repetition. Very difficult to give up the repetitions, your own repetitions. So who choose the cave to solitary place to practice, they can give up the food. Okay, any food, I'm okay. Any clothes, I'm okay. But the name, they're always concerning on it. So it's therefore this is the most difficult to keep it up and difficult to abandon to the repetition. Therefore, even like the great practitioner might have that concerning that what people might saying to, and they might have the concern that is having goodness, like many good things to, right? That's the thing here. So industry is the battery by their conceit and seeking goodness. Seeking goodness deceit to them to being continuous as like a, you understand the industrious means,
Industrious.
right? So who has in good moral ethics? That's his meaning. What is the hard work?
Busy in a productive way.
Right, they get a lot done, like, and they're always doing something.
Oh, then this is wrong word then. Tibetan words say tsumba. Tsumba means who's good with the moral ethics. There's a practitioner. There's who's good with moral
So
ethics. Let's say,
integrity.
right? I don't know. Is it?
Integrity includes morals and ethics.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the saying here. Instead of industrious, I think you can take as like a
Does the word industrious appear in the Book of Kadam? Is that the?
Book of Kadam, yeah.
So that's the translation.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
I don't know where you explain to me the industrial meaning, then I see it is wrong because the Tibetan word is tsumba. Tsumba is good moral ethics. So who keeps your, like it's tsumba is like a like it's tsumba means it's saying what called sustains. No, this is, yeah. Let's say you're controlling your vowels, controlling your body actions, everything's not just do so many bad things, right? It's just controlling it all. That's good tsumba.
Discipline.
Yeah.
So by industrious, they're really saying busy minding their practice.
I see.
Minding the precept.
Diligent would have been a better word. Yeah.
Or maybe conscientiousness.
Conscientious would have
No,
been good
here is
too,
not conscientiousness. Yeah.
but it would have been a good word.
No, just why they may have used the wrong word. Because
Right.
there is,
Yeah.
there is a poetic inflection.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Yeah.
They're industrious in their practice.
But you say the bees minding to precept, to keeping precept.
Following the precepts and.
If you do it industriously, it means that you're really putting effort in and making progress. And so I can see after your explanation how the translation might have been in line with the translation.
It would also incorporate joyful effort.
So that's.
Okay.
Usually industrious means like industry out in the world, but it can be focused on internal improvement. right?
Indeed.
Oh,
Not
okay.
just
Yeah,
used in that
It's
context,
not
but
typically.
like you say,
but it can be.
It's like diligence, right? But usually it's the outside world.
I see.
Yeah, it means you're doing a lot of
Yeah.
your job, you know, something industrious, you're doing a lot of work at your job, or you're getting a lot of your personal projects done.
It's a strange
But it
word
can
to
be
use
like
there.
Okay.
Explanation.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, Tsumpa actually person. Tsumpa is person who is doing this, right? Okay. So that sacred the conceit in seeking good news. Seeking good news will deceive to them to do continuous better practice, right? And that's saying the learned are battered by their inflated self-importance, right? So the how much you have a knowledge and educated, that much your egos and pride will be increases. So that pride deceit to you to continuous better learn or like your whatever you learn should putting into the practice. The pride will deceive to you that. So there's a saying, the learned are battered by their inflected self-importance. So I mean self-importance, then many learner are knowledgeable. This is as I'm always repeating here, many knowledgeable and learners, when they get angry, they turn into the baby. It's not the knowledgeable, not knowledgeable, right? So it's knowledgeable, should be more calm. That's is the way we expect it, right? So knowledgeable means because you have a lot of wisdom, you have a lot of idea how to deal with anything. Therefore, regarding that, we should see that should calm and more like a peace, right? But it's not necessary, right? Even of course the professors, even geshes, lamas, not necessary even they are very knowledgeable regarding Buddhism. It's not necessary always be calm, right? So therefore, we always missing something between knowledge and inner quality. We're missing something to use that knowledge to get inner peace, right? So our inner like good qualities. So we always missing something that some are very professional and very the intelligence, great knowledgeable, but still a lot of time they act like a babies, right. So there's a saying here, right? Once they have that, then it's defeated, right? Because those are the Mara, self-importance Mara, seeking goodness is Mara, pretending Dharma is Mara, and then varieties of wealth is Maras. Then each one's deceit to you successful what you are, right? So and then continues here talking about the land are the land are betrayed by being labeled is very meritorious. Meritorious, yeah, meritorious.
Yes.
Yeah. You understand that?
Can you repeat?
Full of merit.
The land
Meritorious.
are betrayed by being labeled. He is very meritorious.
The what? What's the
Yeah,
first?
meritorious.
The land?
Learned, the learned.
Oh,
The learn.
The learn.
The learn.
Oh no, it's land.
Oh, the land?
Oh, the land.
The land are betrayed. Yeah, I see that. It is land. It is land here.
It is
You can see, yeah. Yeah.
Betrayed. The
So
land are betrayed.
yeah.
Betrayed. Betrayed.
Okay, the Tibetan word saying Sangbu. Sangbu means like a kind beings, right? It's Sangbu is kind beings. And then the kind beings are betrayed by being labels. He's very meritorious. Does make sense? Right? This is kind beings. Okay. But actually the Mara is the people complimenting there. It's very meritorious, right? So then they okay. Let's say in general, who is very humble. That's right. The many time we change it, like say, take example, who is like student, right? The beginner student, first time joining in a college and school, very humble because they don't know here and there, and then they are humble, right? When they get more familiar, especially they get more complimentary from everyone, say you are a very good student, they change it. Because the complementary turn into the Maras. Once they change it, because complementary increase your pride, right? So, and once you getting more pride, then you might be fight back to that person who is compliment to you or teacher and so on and so on. So this is the how we change it, right? And then, like I say, business people were the way beginning, very humble. And they're getting more, they change it. right? So, and then at the gentleness person at the way beginning, they are nice, right? And then when they become more famous, they change it. See, all this change it by compliment, fame, wealth. So we don't know, we never noticed that how changed to us, right? But it changed to us. Why? Because that person, whoever changing is not what call
Mindful of what's happening.
you can say the mindful, and also they do not know how should take compliment, or they do not know the wealth, what I've gained more wealth, and then what I should do. They do not know that. Therefore, it's changed, right? So when we are poor, they have some level there. It's more poor. It's like you say, feeling more weakness and then being more humble. Same person one day become a rich, next day change, right? So it keeps sees that you really don't have your own aim, because we all change by many cause and condition, external cause and condition, right? So if you have a really your own way and on your own aim, then it not let you change. Even you are become a riches or famous, great practitioner, or having a lot of complimentary, it never let you change to complete your own aims, right? Once you do not have an actual aim, then it's changing. So that we see in general, right? A lot of changes. So therefore, these are maras that we say, these are maras, how deceiving to us. So therefore, and then let me take 2 words there more. So let me finish this. The distracted are betrayed by songs, drama, and music, right? But that continues giving. Once the like songs and drama and music, they like it, and then they continues just wants to listening music and drama, so on, and then they they will not have a time to do something like a meditation and so on. So that music and those are distracted to them to get the essence of life. And then most youth are betrayed by their youthful physical body, right? So I'm young, I'm attractive, and so on. And then again, complimenting. Yeah, something coming to my mind. I'm not going to say that. Oh yeah. Because it's part of the how change it, right? So youth are always changing. They think I'm being youth or forever, right? It's permanent. So, and then I have a lot of time, I have a lot of energy. I don't have to do it here and this, just do enjoy my
I'll
life.
do it later.
Yeah, I do it later, and then let me do enjoy my life. So that's how deceived to them to establish successful business, successful their educations, all these things, because of the youth, right? That's the thing. The most youth are battered by youthful physical body, and then last ones, most people are battered by beautiful ornaments. Um, uh, okay, the and ordinary people who fail to secure fame attainments, their antidotes are hollow, hollow, and they are carried away by Mara. Most are deceived by negative friends, they are true enemies. So, all these things, why we need to choose the solitude praise to being just yourself in house, because from both internal and external, there are a lot of cause and condition there who deceive to us, who change to negative way, who disturb to us to build up good things, who disturb us having more happy lives. So there are many cause and condition. As much as they have a many cause and condition in both internal and external, that much we need to be challenged, right? That much we need to be challenged to getting away from there. So the challenge is, if you want to do gentle way to challenge and good to choose the solitude place. The forceful way to challenge is difficult for us, right? So we easily tired, and then we easily can give up. While we challenging with those things, to cause and condition who harms to us, cause and condition who are always change to negative way, that need to be challenged. While challenging it, if you do more forcefully, as I said, we easily tired, and then once we tired, only they give up, right? We will not continue to do that. You want a more gentle way to do it, then you can help us to continue to do it. That is the most important. Once you change, being continuous doing it. So say, giving example here, right? When the flight, right? The flight has to turn east to the north. They change slightly move, right? Slightly move and constantly move that way, and then finally they get here. It's not just big move. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's very small move, right? And then right, and then it continues stay on that the what call turn, right? Continue stay on what you turn the small things, then it will brings you the exactly location where you have to land it. So this is how use in our daily life. We need like a small change. The beginning, very small change, very gentle, and then you should stay with that small change, right? Let's say I try to not lie, right? So or you can say, okay, I never lie to big things, or you can say I never lie which I don't have a benefit. That's small change, right? You will not lie. If you don't see benefit, then you might lie it. Otherwise, you will not lie it. So then you have to stay on it, no matter what circumstances and situations. So you have to stay on it. That's how change you more gentle way, right? So slightly moving will not notice it's moved, but the finally is big moved. The flight, you can think that, right? Same way, small change in our life is we will not notice that. After a few months or years, you will see where you are now. So this is how we change. The gentle way to changing is the best solutions to no matter how difficult to you, but gentle way change is more like a long lasting, right? This is how we need to do, and therefore saying, okay, let's talk and just being solitude, right? So let's talk is here very emphasizedly mentioning you should guide your speech, or you should less talk, not too much like wanting to talk or liking to talk. So that's the saying here. So let's say, okay, slight changes. Okay, I'm talking less since today, right? I'm not that much talking in the community. I'm talking less. Because all the reason is talking too much, wasting your time, is turning into the idle gossip. And then talking too much, some words comes, we shouldn't say it. Then you cannot get back. You cannot take back. Oh, I'm taking back. You cannot take back. Once it's hurt, it hurts, right? People hurts, then hurts. You cannot take it back. So therefore, being alone in your home most of the time is safe. You don't have to think again and again, I have to guard my speech, because no one there you should talk in your home, right? So that's a way to say, this is many things to save us to being just by yourself in home. But definitely, but the mind busy, right? At the moment, just by yourself in home, yes, many actions you will not do bad things because there's no interacting there, right? But the mental might be interacting. So this all the thick book, the book of Katamba, the summary, what called that summary or summary or brief is the 2 line: guide your mind, guide your speech. All the explanation is goes with it. Guide your mind when you are alone. Guide your mind when you are on a community. Guide your speech. This you can see the very end of this book. This is the summary of that book, the 2 line. And then all the explanation is explaining how and why, right? So therefore, both, got your mind, got your speech, both you are being alone with the mindfulness will more help. So when you're in a society, actually, even you cannot guide your mind because you never notice how it distracted to you, how increase your anger and so on, so on. You will never notice that, right? How increase your computation mind, jealousy things. Never notice, it comes because we are very much habitual with this having negative emotions, right? So the habit will brings you that. So therefore, you have to cut the cause and condition external first, then internal. This is the gentle way to changing yourself and ourselves, right? Okay, so
Then eventually, if you do that, you can be out in public and be guarding your mind and speech, right? Like, that way you get used to it, and then, I mean, because I know I try to do it now when I'm at work, and it's a lot, because things are going so fast that, sometimes the response is automatic almost. You catch it sometimes, and other times I'm just find myself talking too much because that's what everybody's doing, and most people do it. And it's tough. It is.
yeah.
Yeah. Speech is tall.
So
Mind is hard, speech is tougher.
yeah. Therefore, all the point is controlling these two, right? Yeah. And then again, Kadamba books give the one good reason to staying away from the crowded places, and then not too much greedy and clinging to material possession. Yeah, okay.
Because they always say speech, but
Uh-huh.
I kind of, I'm a communications major,
Mhm.
and I kind of feel like there's a lot more to communication than just speech. So like, I feel like there's the physical aspect and there's the intention and, there's other things behind communication. Like, how come they don't just put communication instead of, they always say speech, but there's a lot of other ways that you can communicate at people
Yeah.
without using speech that can be negative.
So understand, the speech here more refers with idle gossip. Okay, that's one thing. I mean, like definitely we need to communicate with others, right? To here we are communicating because Dharma, right? So definitely you need to communicate. While you are communicating, you are having a lot of extra word, which is not necessary, right? Which is not necessary. So, and then you are allowed of like explain the extra explanations, which is also not necessary. That you might more like to talk. Therefore, you're making more extensive, right? So, explain the point. It's important, right? Explain the point, and then that will be not take so long, 1 hour, right? Instead of communicate that you wants to talk, it might take 1 hour, right? If you stand a point, not take 1 hour to talk, right? You can enough explain what they want to know, what you have to let them know. You can do within like a few minutes. So yeah, so we have a name on our monastery for disciplinary master, right? The disciplinary master need to talk in a monastery to talk the rule and regulation many times, right? Some are talk very long, and they're giving them MP3, MP4. You know the MP4? The song called it's large capacity to having long song. They call their name MP3 or MP4. Oh, today our discipline master is MP4 because they talk a lot. So what point you need to talk it, and that's it, right? So otherwise the monks are like a long, like an hour's prayer, and then discipline master will more talk at either end of the prayer or middle of the prayer while they're having tea or some kind of food. So then it's become so long, 1 hour become 2 hours, right? So monks will more tired. Some are, yes, so many unnecessary word they using it, and then or they're not prefer enough to how to say it, right? And then they're saying it, then they feel that, oh, I'm not enough to tell them what I really want to tell them. If they prefer way beginning, they can say in few words the point, right? Yeah. So let's say you might know that I grew up in India. There are many the politicians or whoever the lecturings, at least 1 hour is minimum, right? So and then we have to hear more, 2 hours maybe. People are sitting there to listening. Actually, it's amazing. So anyhow, for them, if we ask, can you give us lecture within 5 minutes? They cannot do that. They cannot do that. So even it's possible to do that. What they're talking, they can breathe it, right? But need to take time to prepare for it. Otherwise, they cannot do it in their own time, right? They should prepare way begin. Okay, this is essence. This is the main topic. Okay, pick up here and make smaller and make smaller. Then talks is literally takes time, not really takes time, right? To getting. So okay, anyhow, the general communicating is not saying here negative, but that communicate unnecessary or meaningless, or idle gossips are danger, right? And then more you talk, more you cause that harms to other. More you talk, more you created enemy. Yeah, that's the saying here. And then yeah, so therefore what I'm trying to read the last line here is not too much greedy and clinging on the material positions and being more solid. Saying here, listen all who have gathered here and who are caught in suffering. The end of birth is death. The end of meeting is separation. The end of accumulation is depletions. Depletions, yeah. So the very few line, it's a big meaning, right? See that, because if you know the end of the meeting is separation, when someone's separating from us, we are not that much deep sorrow and sadness. We will not have that, because the end of meeting is separations, right? Here we meet and we are separating, right? And then when we come back, never know. Well, when we gather again, never know. So what we know is assumptions. Actually, we never know. So, and then we lost someone actual from life, right? It's part of suffering because we meet. It's separating because of we meet, right? It's death because of we birth, right? So it's a depletion because of we collected. This is natural. This is natural. If you know that natural, if you accepting that natural, as we knowing here that part of impermanence, a lot of help us to dealing with our daily life. So someone like separating from you, think that, okay, this is one of nature, right? So I might meet again with someone else, right? So this is the another big suffering in our world, separating each other, right? To family, to romantic, to country, to like a friends and everything. So when separating, then it's a big worry and sad. That's his nature. He's saying that because it's will you meet it. If you don't want to if you considering more like think that I'm having more suffering once it becomes separating, then you shouldn't meet it, right? Once you meet it, it will come. No one can change it. You shouldn't meet it. So then you will not have that kind of suffering, the suffering of separating, right? Some are we don't have a choice, but many of them we do have a choice to meeting, right? So if you meeting, then we're beginning to think, oh, it's meeting, it's cause of separating. A meeting is cause of separating, right? The birth is cause of that. So now I accepted the cause, I collected the cause. You should agree that you should accept result also, right? So you are willing to meet it, that you accepted cause. Then there's no way that you cannot avoid from result. You should accept at the same time, will separate it. That's just the how nature, right? So you cannot choose one of this, right? you whatever you choose meeting, you should choose the separating, right? So and you having the suffering from the separating because you choose the meeting. So there are no option between these two, right? So comes together always. This is the nature. So and then this is one reason giving here. Not too much clinging on that, not too much collecting so many material possessions in your life, which is unnecessary things, and not necessary to meet more peoples, not necessary to stay in a community, not necessary to like stay in like a crowded places and so on and so on. So because there's no suffering will come. If you really try to overcome by those suffering, try to not collect the cause, right? There's a saying here. Okay, so I'm going to not read here. In one of the sutra talks about the 20-fold of liking to talk and 20-fold of liking to stay in what called distraction places, right? So I don't know.
Better pay attention to this talking one.
That sutra called here, it is Mahayana Sutra called Inspiring Determinations. Inspiring Determinations. A Noble Mahayana Sutra, Inspiring Determinations. That sutra is not that long. It's translated in English also, right? And that sutra, if you read the sutra, this beginning to end, there's so many advice, good advice there. Beautiful.
Determinations,
Inspiring determinations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a sutra text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you most of you are familiar with the 84,000.
Yes.
Yeah, is there 84,000 book. It's many sutra translated in there. Yeah. So okay. Here says the shortcoming to social devotions, which is like to stay in a crowded place, right? But yeah, he's a shortcoming to social devotions and saying, thus spoke the blessed one, which is Buddha. And in response, okay, complete. Okay. This is the Buddha Maitreya asking to caution to Buddha Shakyamuni and Buddha Shakyamuni answering it. The Bodhisattva, great being Maitreya, asked him, last one, how should Bodhisattva identify the faults of liking social diversions? Diversion, right? Okay. And what are the faults of liking social diversions? What are the things that Bodhisattva should examine so that they will enjoy the pleasure of solitude and not become despondent? The last one answered, Maitreya, there are 20 shortcomings to social devotions. They are as follow. All right. You want me to read it or just?
Yeah.
Yes, here say, you are physically out of control. You are verbally out of control. You are mentally out of control. Desire gets stronger. Anger gets stronger. Delusion gets stronger. You are soiled by the SOIL.
Soil.
Yeah, you are soiled by the talk of the world, or talk of this world. We only talking this just this life, but not the beyond that, right? So they're saying, and you no longer next one. You no longer talk about matter beyond this world, right? Beyond this world means not really talking different type of worlds, right? Beyond this world means our daily routines, what we happening. We are not thinking beyond that. Who am I actually? We never think that who am I, right? I'm John or Mary, that's it. So we never think really who am I? That kind of things, you are no longer talking about the matters beyond this world. You consort with those who disrespect the Dharma. You abandon the Dharma, and then this puts you at the mercy of Mara. You abandon the Dharma means you abandoning like a good moral ethics and like a concentration and so on, so on. You keep company with the careless, right? And you yourself become a careless. You become suspicious and cynical. Your studies go to west. Waste, yeah. You do not achieve tranquilly or special insight. It means like mindfulness. You will not achieve any mindfulness things. Yeah. Your pure contact is promptly lost. You lose appreciations for the Buddha or some kind of great kind of master or the holy beings. You lose appreciation for the Dhamma and you lose appreciation for the Sangha. Those are the 20, so right? So it's you lose control verbally, physically, mentally. We lost all this control because the external are too much strong, right? So we see the very beautiful car outside there. Our mind just like, right? So they drift our mind. We don't have a control to think what I should do that, right? So it just immediately, as soon as you see some kind of, let's say, very brandy car, right? In general, I'm talking in generally. As soon as you see the brandy car, who is very much like a clinging those material possessions, those people who see the brandy car, their minds controlled by Brandika at the moment. They're not, they cannot control their own minds, right? And then a lot of questions comes from that. That increases attachment. After you see that, first is driven your mind there, you lost your control, and then after that, you see that increase your attachment. I want it, right? Then it says your desire gets stronger, anger gets stronger, delusion gets stronger, and so on. Those kind of things. These three are the example, not the only that. So many of negative emotions rise. So then after that, action will become, right? I remember that one time I mentioned how we our negative actions change by this very small material possessions, right? First we like it, after second we want it, and then after that we want now, and then after that we might still to getting this, or maybe rough or a fight or deceive. See, those actions are all these negative actions comes after that small things which you like it, right? So the way beginning you like it, but it's okay. Then you not goes those other process are, right? So you, because you stopped it, but you don't stop it when you like it, then you more thinking on it, how more describe on it, then it's really increases that like turn into the one, because you increases that much because of you thinking reason how beautiful is. It is the only one piece in the world, right? So and so on, so on. So that makes you want it. And then it brings you worry, oh, if I not get right now, I might lose it. So then you want now. All this comes from simple liking, right? So let's say way beginning liking, you might don't have a control. It's okay. It's our nature. But all after that, you do have a control. I like it. It's okay. You can say that, but you don't want to control it. You just continuous dreaming on it, right? So then finally fighting or sad or like a worry, or and then big sorrows comes, right? This is how the staying in a distraction places, right? So therefore it says, Mattia, you should know these 20 to be the shortcoming of liking social devotions. If Bodhisattvas examining them, they will enjoy the pleasure of solitude and not become a despondent either, right? So and then fold of liking to talk, right? The Bodhisattva great being Maitreya then said to the Buddhas, blessed one, blessed one, the lead, can you read it from here?
Okay. The Bodhisattva, great being Maitreya, then said to the Blessed One, Blessed One, they lead in this way to the abandonment of positive qualities. Social diversions generate many deplorable faults, have no redeeming qualities, and are so harmful. In fact, it is rather astounding how much social diversions increase defilements, and what unwholesome activities they are. Blessed One, what wise bodhisattvas in search of virtue would not be thrilled to enjoy solitude?
No, that's here, 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down here.
Let's see, okay.
There's another chapter.
I will try, okay, I will try, then correct my
You're
pronunciation.
here.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Last one, how should Bodhisattva examine the drawback of liking to talk? What most Bodhisattvas realize to happily stay on course and recall their true purpose, so that they never become a despondent. The Blessed One replied to the Bodhisattva great being Maitreya in the following way. To address your question, Maitreya, there are 20 faults of liking to talk, which Bodhisattva should examine. What are the 20? Maitreya, monks who like to talk become disrespectful because of conceit and arrogance about their scholarship, become strongly prejudiced to one point of view because of their dedication to debate. Forget to be mindful because they are not engaging with proper introspections.
Proper interpretations.
Interpretations. Oh no, introspections. Introspections. Yeah, introspections. And conduct themselves inattentively because their mind and bodies have not been well trained. Become conceited or deflated because their tolerance for changing circumstances has become weak. Have volatile mind stream because they have abandoned tranquilly and spiritual insight. Okay, that's it. And then, yeah, it's 7 now, 20 more. Speak out of turn. Speak out of turn because they have been contaminated by the fault of speaking. Become uncontrolled because they have not obtained nobility of mind. Are okay. Are rebooked? Okay. Are rebooked by those who have acquired proper understanding. Are chastised by those who have manifest spiritual attainment. Feel a sense of loss because they have not sustained their practice. Become increasingly unstable because they have not rid themselves of doubt. Let their studies and discriminations deteriorate because their fascinations with terminology, yeah, are attached to, sorry, if you have a good TV, then you can all see, right? We'll get next week. Yeah. Are attached to sense pleasure because their experience is confined to the realm of ordinary consciousness. Do not reflect on what is finally true and real, and thus soon abandon the Dharma. Are inconsistent and unreliable because they jumped from one thing to another. Become a completely irreverence because they have not trimmed their minds at all. Most rely on what others say because they have not resolved the nature of phenomena for themselves, and fall under the power of defilement because they have not fully understand their own sense power. Maitreya, those are 20 negative consequences for Bodhisattvas who, because they like to talk and fascinated with semantic, fail to reflect on their meaning. Okay, so yeah, this is beautiful. I think very this talk summary very nice, right? If we have to talk, it might take a few hours to talk completing this. See, Buddha get very good summary to talk forward of choosing those things. So, and then okay, today what we talk is the way the Drum Temple asks, how we can continuous practice to seven the richest point or richest noble, which is means like how can be a moral ethics, a better practice, or how can develop our faith, how can study well, and so on, so on. Those are the seven noble, right? So, and then saying, okay, choose the solitude place, because devotions places or just crowded place will be more disturbed to you. And then while you are practicing those, guide your speech to less talk, so it will be more benefit. Otherwise, there are many cause and condition, both internal and external, will disturb to you, continues become a better person, or continues establish or practicing those seven riches, which is mean success your aim. Right? This is summary today. Okay, so I do have a time today. If you have time, I don't have a next class, so you can have question as much as you can. We can discuss it.
Does anybody have questions?
It didn't have to do with this, I was just gonna ask you after, just about something about being a monk, actually. But it probably doesn't relate to this, so maybe I can, maybe I
Yeah,
should do
sure,
it.
no problem,
Okay.
no problem. Yeah.
So I feel that this theme of practicing in isolation and just constantly coming up both in the Sutta Pitaka and Mahayana commentaries all the time. So I have no brothers and sisters, and I was raised in the woods in Canada, in a very remote place that I love very much. I'm very comfortable alone. I yearn to be alone. I'm constantly with other people and work and family. So this strikes to me very strongly because in both positive and negative ways. My question really is that it seems like such an important part of practice, and I understand why, and I want to be there. When I am alone, I feel the strength of my practice stronger in every way. But I work with other people. I live in Connecticut. I'm a householder. I have a wife. Yep. So, and I will get to my question, but the way I'm currently handling this, and you once told me it was 100% guaranteed that I could reach my spiritual goals as a householder. This is still very challenging for me. So what I do is, my wife is a very compassionate, loving person, but she is not a practitioner. So she does enjoy entertainment, she enjoys going out to eat, she enjoys spending time with family and friends. I understand all of the distractions of these things, but I also enjoy my relationship with her. So what I currently do, and I'm really asking for guidance if you think that this is good practice or if you have suggestions. When I am involving myself in these practices, in distractions, and watching a movie with my wife, or frivolous speech because we're talking about something that I know is not important, but it's a conversation with my wife, right? I try and be aware of the five aggregates when we're speaking. I try and be mindful of what speaking is. I am hearing, I am speaking, I am in this conversation. What can I do to add to this conversation? When we're watching movies, I am seeing, I'm hearing, all the sounds I hear, hum, 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 sound, it's just sound. I try and draw from all of my meditation practice on what to be aware of in these situations, but I still yearn to be alone.
Okay.
So when someone who's entangled in worldly life and who does have the goal to practice alone, which I do, and my wife isn't even against that. She's like, I can help, you know, and I have a place to go. He has a place in Canada. I could be alone. I could be on a 3-year solitary retreat in a day if I could detach. So aside from the things that I mentioned, how do you suggest that a practitioner balance constantly reading? You must seek out solitary practice. Everything that's a distraction is going to harm your practice. But here's my current reality. How do you suggest to someone, if what I'm doing is good,
I
great.
see.
What more could I do until I can be solitary and continue to practice?
Okay. The first fully we're talking here at the solitary is that direct advice to the Bodhisattva who already attend some kind of high level. And then we're taking from this advice to how what we do is, as our way beginning, I'm just keep repeating, who are really just alone, don't worry, because this is part of the encourage you to do that. But now your question is, you are in a family, not alone. It's a little bit different, but still, like it is. If I'm in your place, right? If I'm in your place, I might do continuous communicate, right, with her, and then what household do have to do it. This is the inevitable. We have to do it, right? So based on that, whatever you're doing it, but you have 100% control what your inner thought change it. So while you're doing it, you're watching TV, by inner thought, you continue to generate your compassion and be kind. Make your kindness more stronger. Okay, I'm being kind with you. This is one person I'm kind. This is one person I'm trying stronger my compassion. That's 100% you can do it. And then slowly, if possible, that then I will change, say, okay, I will twist my topic sometime here and go here and there, right? Up and down, like say, turn back to the meaningful, like a subject, right? And then if she don't like it, maybe I come back again. That's how I see it. I will find it out the way to how help her to not just too much use the idle gossip. It's for me, my practice. Also, as I'm seeing this is so bad, therefore I need to help her, because how I can switch it, how I can turn it. So then I was looking always that the way or access to change it. If not possible, I will leave it, not forcing it, right? So, and then slowly, we'll change it. And then as I said, small changes, we'll see the big change in the end. So, and then I might take permission to her. Can I stay some meditate just by myself? If she have a permission, I will do that, right? So
3 days, 10 days, she was fine.
So that's kind of things. There are so many practice we can do within like a household or while you are taking care of all those things. We must take care of these things. But while you're taking care, there are so many things we can do it, right?
Continuously mind the
practice. Yeah. And then you can take it your partner, you can take it sometime you're a student, sometime you can take it like who need help, right? Like your children and the both wife. So you can take it sometime who need help, I will help. Sometimes you think, oh, this is my student because I know this is bad, they don't know, because how I can change to them to get to there, right? So, but with their willing, with their exceptions, need a skillful. All the point I'm saying, need a skillful way to talk, what to talk, right? Because if you think only my time need to be good because they are not interesting on it, and then I feel I'm not really helping what I should help, right? So what I know is good, and then both by knowledge and experience, I see it's good, they have more meaningful, then why not I can share to them, right? So sometimes you can share. It's not necessary they have to comes in a religious. So sharing is more daily life, how to be deal with the difficulty, how to become a more happy and peaceful, right? This is our aim. This is our aim. Based on that, you can get advice from many different sources and then try to help this one way. So yeah, there are many practicing do it. Yeah.
The solitary practice thing is just always this, I always feel like if I'm not doing it, I'm falling short of my full potential. And it's just it's hard to know that I don't have the courage to take that next step and try and integrate even the knowledge of that
Yeah.
into my daily practice.
Never know future, but not not too much put expectation to getting there. So what we have time, use for meaningful, day by day, time by time, try to make it meaningful. That's enough for us. Yeah. Yes, please go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I think the solitude is good for the practice, but at the same time, being at work and dealing with issues
Mm-hmm.
and dealing with people and actually being able to overcome that and not get pulled in
Mm-hmm.
to the issues and dealing with failure.
Yeah.
Being able to do those things is like a really sort of great test of the practice. It's like if I wasn't practicing,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't be able to do those things.
Yeah. Especially dealing with the failures. Um, let's say me, it's depend on what you felt, right? Otherwise, it's unnecessary things. I will not that much attentions. Because this is the most of the time I'm thinking, because I accept next life, right? I agree next life. Based on that, so I see many people successful and then become a more famous, my friends and my who I knows, and there are a lot of followers there, and then if I'm not mindful, it might be encouraging me to do that, right? Why you cannot do that? You why not do that? Then while I'm doing that, I need to be a lot of like pretending things, right? I'm not good, but I have to pretend I'm good. A lot of things I might be pretending. And then I'm finding, when they encourage me to do that, I'm finding the way. Then when I look the finding, I see a lot of negativity there. Then that's why, is this necessary to establishing my like a benefit, I mean like a aim of this life and future life? No necessary, right? Establishing this life and more we are concerning the future life. So establishing future life better is not necessary to need a fam. Okay, so I don't have a mobile here. So I recently, it's in Hindi language. People, I didn't see the text, but people made it like it's a one Buddha came in one crowded place, in 150 people there, and Buddha just look it and quietly he left because they're expecting the Buddha say something. Right? So and then the Buddha just left. Next day, 50 people reduce it. Only 100 people there. Buddha come again and look at here and there, and then quietly left. Then get people less and less. Fourth time Buddha come again, there are like 60 people there, right? And then look here and there. Then nothing to say anything, Buddha left. The fifth day come back, 12 people there. Then Buddha sit down and talk to them. And one of them asked to Buddha, why you just left just 4 days before? Buddha said, I don't need a crowdy. I don't need many pretending persons. Yeah, I don't remember exactly. There are so many beautiful way to say it. And then finally, what the point is, Buddha saying, I want to share my knowledge, who can take it and sincerely, and who can apply for practice sincerely. Otherwise, there are a lot of pretending there. What called pretender? The person we call pretender. Yeah, a lot of pretender there. That it's not necessary that I need to talk to them. They're just coming here because of crowding. They're coming here because many people there. Not just focusing on what I'm saying it, right? They're coming here just they want to gathering more people. They want to see more people, or they just run after each others. Or the many people goes, I should go. No reason, right? So therefore, finally, Buddha said that I don't need a crowd. I need a more like a sincerely learner and who really focusing on it.
Dedicated.
Yeah. So that's how I said it. That kind of things I thinking also a long time ago. And then yeah, when it compared to my essence of life, I'm not losing anything, not doing as them, as famous or more follower and so on. So I'm not losing anything that what I have to establish in my aim in future life, right?
It's not a competition.
Yeah, and of course it's not competition. So that's how helped me to even I felt regarding that kind of things, but I'm happy because I'm not worried at all. I'm not clinging an attachment at all to doing these kind of things, right? So this is the how that I'm thinking the what is the failures, one of things, but some failure might be get back again to what regarding what you fell from, right? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead.
So this is about, I do personally like to be alone more than with people, but I do have to work, some days of the week, and there are people around and they start conversations with me, and, like, I guess it has changed a lot since I practiced. I mean, it is getting a lot better, but is there something, what I've thought about doing is maybe like even under my breath or maybe just in my head, like reciting mantras to remind myself to be quiet, just to give my brain something else to do. Is that something you would recommend? Like, just to remind myself to say something very briefly to answer their question. Or sometimes they'll want me to participate in a negative conversation, and I try to not say anything. Like if they're using divisive speech or they're, talking about some politician or something, and even though I might not like what's going on, they're just all saying negative stuff, and I don't want to be a part of that, but I can't really leave the room either. I mean, that doesn't. Or at least rarely, that's not possible. So is there something else you might recommend, like, to help stay out of that?
Yeah. So again, for me, if I'm in New York, where the Tibetan community, automatically I might not to talk a lot of politician things. And then like a lot of different communicate with the people, I definitely am unable to do that. So I will always feel blessed to being here. Yeah, stay out from here, and then they knows why I'm not there because I'm staying here, right? So and they knows that why we are not too much attending their like community, and so because they knows, right? That excuse is very good for me, and then I not let go the excuse. I will take this advantage from this excuse, and being here is very happy. So, but I directly answer for you, I don't know. Maybe the wisdom and skillful is needed for everything, for practicing, communicating other, taking care of other. They're always needed. Even compassion needed with the wisdom. Even faith needed with wisdom, right? Wisdom should associate with always. Therefore, if you do regarding Buddhism, warm-heartedness mind or compassion mind and wisdom, if separating, then you will be fail. Has to be go together. Combination always, right? Good mind and wisdom always go together. Therefore, good action should be also goes with wisdom, and every thought, every motivations, and every actions. If you can more go with a skillful and wisdom, that would be great. And then the wisdom and skillful, again, it's not comes automatically. Sometimes we might have innately there some kind of like a great thoughts or skillful, but every skillful not comes innately. So that's depend on learn, read book, and so on, so on. So it makes more skillful. Try not harms others. We said it here, not to stop to the chicken and take their eggs. right? Another way to say, don't break your stick, but snake should go. You are right?
Don't break the stick, but the snake should go.
Yeah, but when we hit the snake, when it choose the snake, it hits snake, you might be break your stick, or maybe snake might die. Say, shouldn't snake die, or don't break your skill, but snake should go. So more easy here to take X without disturb to the hands. That's the way you need to do, right? Without harms other, to do more practice your own, without harms other, right?
He's saying
And then-
implementing compassion.
Right, so maybe like thinking when they
Lessons.
are engaging in that, like, having compassion, like, wow, they're creating a lot of problems for themselves by engaging in this speech, not necessarily pointing it out to them.
So you'd
but
want to
thinking in my own head
implement,
and being like, wow, that's really, that's something I don't want to be a part of because I realize the negativities of it and trying to keep that in my head. That's gonna end up harming them down the road.
well, you could
But
think of it in terminology of
Mm.
either the Four Noble Truths, the Six Perfections, or the 10 Virtues. When they're coming with you at the communication, if you're implementing the Four Noble Truths, the Six Perfections, the Eightfold Path, and the 10 Virtues, that's enough time for you to think through things.
True, it's mostly like, a lot of times it's okay, and I.
That's what
don't
he's basically
but it's more when I get excited or something, or when the pace is very fast at work and, I'm trying to maintain, not go too fast in my head, because that's when I notice that I'm like unintentionally, not even, because I know it's negative, I might join in because I'm not even thinking, like, because in the past, a year ago, before, or a long time before I started really being mindful of this, that's what I would have done, because it's exciting to join in that or whatever, it used to feel good. I mean, now I know that it's wrong and it does not feel good. And the second that it happens, I'm like, ooh, shouldn't have done that. It
Yeah,
feels
okay.
shame, but like, so I guess maybe working more on keeping a calmer mind state, like at all times, so I. don't-
Definitely we need to do that. And then here today, what I talk like choose more solitary place. I'm not encouraging you all to choose that. Again, skillful way to do that. And then I'm just encouraging you who are just lonely, who are just staying to themselves. That don't worry, because you can use these things. I'm just encouraging you, do be a continuous, not worry at all. And then in generally, also you can do with more skillful to take as more. And then I will cover next week what does really mean that solitude means. It's really place or what? So I can talk next week. Yeah.
Nice point.
Thank
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So any question on online?
Can you hear them?
I can hear.
Are they unmuted?
Mm. Do anyone have a question? Okay, here. If you want.
No.
Does anyone know what pages in the book of Kadamba we are on? Okay. Book of Kadamba. I do not remember the page
Chapter
number.
9.
Yeah, chapter 9. It's chapter 9. And first, okay. What is the title of, okay, Inspiring the Dimension Sutra? Okay, that's all question and answer already there. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, if you do not have a question, then I'm going to stop here. Mm,
You can,
thank you. Thank you.